Well, well, you saw the title of this video. That's probably why you're here. You're probably not here to see me drive around on a bike with some very janky looking controls, getting distracted by the colors and the nuclear radiation going off in my headset. Let's get away from that. Let's go that way. That's much better. Anyway, this is my character. This is Hope. She's pretty awesome. She's a crime lord in this game. Is it fun being your own boss? The answer is kind of, in theory. I mean, it could have been a lot better. Is this game worth it? As of right now, for $60? No, this game is not worth it. I can tell you that right now, definitively. Full disclosure, I got this game for $15. I had a $50 gift card sitting around for PlayStation. And I was like, well, I kind of want to give Saints Row a try, but I can't justify spending $60 on it. I'm like, oh wait, I got a gift card. So I spent about 15 bucks on it. And I gotta say, $15 for this game, it's a steal. This is a great game if it was $15, absolutely. You could forgive a lot of things for it. There's a lot of glitches in this game. Visual bugs right now. The one that was most troublesome to me were like missions breaking. The first mission of the game for me kind of broke completely. There's this person that you're supposed to apprehend for your employer. Unfortunately, he wouldn't do the thing he needed to do to get to the next set piece so we could go on with the mission. He just stood in one place and I kept pumping rounds into him, which basically broke the first boss. Essentially, I killed him. You're not supposed to be able to kill him, but I essentially did because he didn't move and I kept shooting him, so he likely would have bled out. But the game did fix itself once I, kept going, so I guess everything works out. So next thing, that's the story. Funny I should mention that. Is the story good? Absolutely not. Try to forget this game has a story, really, and make your own story. Just like they say, make your own boss, make your own story. For me, I'm, living out my dream, building up a criminal empire slowly but surely, and I get to make a cool character riding the bike. It's fantastic. I haven't customized this bike, by the way. I just found it off the road. Is that a burning building? What in God's name is that? It's making my head hurt. Anyway, enough of that stuff. Let's get rolling. The businesses. Is it fun being the boss of a criminal empire? The answer is not really. It's interesting. It's strange. To be fair, it could do a lot more. For example, here's one of the businesses you unlock. It's the drug business. Basically, it's a place where you sell tacos. It's a fast food restaurant. And the point is, there's food trucks that sell food over the city that are, surprise, surprise, not food trucks. They sell drugs. And so you're like, oh, how do you wage war on the drug trade in Santa Elisa? What do you do? The answer is simple. You go to one of these missions. You steal a truck. Well, first off, you kill some guys guarding the truck. You steal that truck. You drive said truck back to your business. You kill the guys who followed you, chasing you in said truck. Then you take out that gang and you control their part of the drug business. And you make like $500 for it. You rinse and repeat that 4 times. And then you go back to the guy and say, hey, I took over the drug business. He says, great, now we've got a hold on the drug trade of Santa Elisa. And you're like, oh, that's great. And you make essentially $3,000 an hour of real time. That can go up to $37.50 if you do the threat missions, which basically you just destroy like a vehicle, something. It's a lot of fun. Kids love it. It's great stuff. And then there's this mission. That's a boulder. What is this a picture of? These are rocks.
Got it.
Apparently, there's collectibles in the game, and these can appear at your crib, and you can put down literal rocks. It's a great game. It's fantastic. But back to the ventures. Building a criminal empire, I see what they were trying to do, and it makes sense. It reminds me of what Mafia 3 did. I know so many of you played Mafia 3. Especially probably doing the Empire system. I'm sure you all did that. But there's this thing where if you take over a business and give it to one of your underbosses, you then have to do a mission for one of their under bosses to make that business earn its full amount. And essentially it's drive a vehicle from here to the business, and then that boost its cut to full potential. These are essentially what these missions are for this game. Now, allow me to pull up my map really quick, and let's go to Ventures here. For this business, you are supposed to deliver them cars. That's it. So, guess where one of my cars would be? One of my cars is up here, I drive up here, I drive the car back, I get $500. Rinse and repeat again and again. That's the business. And you do that, that's pretty much the same. Next business, insurance fraud. That's what this is. You basically go to 7 districts and you do insurance fraud. You just jump in front of cars and then you try to rack up the highest score as possible. And the last business I have unlocked right now is toxic waste. Toxic waste is essentially the same thing as the one from Rim Jobs. The only difference here is that you can't have your trucks get damaged too much because the toxic waste in the back will start blowing up. That's basically it. And then that's really it for the side hustles right now. I can't do anything else because I've not progressed far enough in the story. And oh boy, that there's going to be an issue there because certain aspects of the story are locked behind these ventures. And I have 12 hours into this game. Now granted, I didn't have these things unlocked from the beginning. It took a few hours to get here, and I'll be honest, I wasn't playing around with the businesses consistently. But I would say, at least for the drug running business, that took a good $1.50, 2 hours, with me half paying attention. Could maybe take someone an hour if they're really gung-ho for it. And just for argument's sake, let's say it takes each business or venture in the game about $1.50 to do. That's 15 plus hours there. That's about, for those kind of business, and I'm not saying that they all take that long, because they probably don't. But I can understand why someone might say, those are annoying. I don't like doing that often. That's not great. That's not fun. I get that. And frankly, I agree with you, but I'm kind of a mindless guy who doesn't mind doing repetitive tasks because I make up my own story. I play GTA Online. Still, to this day. I sell businesses all the time. You gotta make up stories. That's just how life is with some of these games. Now, I'm not justifying that. I'm not saying, why are you trying to defend this game? Absolutely not. It's not worth $60. It's worth $15. I would agree with you there. This game, if it came out at $15, I'd say go buy it right now. It's a stroke of genius. If it was $30, I'd say, yeah, it's a good deal. I would say it's worth $30, but a $60 price tag? A $90 price tag with a season pass? Expansion pass? I don't know. I can see where certain aspects of the game they could expand upon, but I don't know. You're going to have to do a lot for me. These are the weapons. So here's some recommendations if you do pick up this game when it's $15, probably on Black Friday, or whenever it's discounted. For a melee weapon, get one that damages the shield. You're going to find a lot of enemies in the game that have shields, more so than you're going to want to make one bleed. That doesn't matter. To be fair, if you're trying to make someone bleed, pull out a gun. Next, for pistols. This gun's okay. That's a taser. This is a bigger gun. That does a lot of damage sometimes. Essentially the revolver of the game. That's a semi-automatic pistol when you get 20 headshot kills with it. This is a weird gun. I haven't tried it out completely yet, but I've seen videos of it. It's okay. Rifle. That's a good gun. Frankly, I would pick this one because it does a little more damage and it's not that much more expensive. And you upgrade to do it right. I wouldn't use that one. That one doesn't seem worth it. Rifle. This is a burst rifle. That's up to you if you want to use the burst rifle or not. That is essentially just a rifle. It's up to you if you want to use something like that. I personally like this so far. It's basic, simple. It's an assault rifle. I enjoy it. I could customize it if I want to, but it doesn't really do anything. So this is all it is. You can put a pattern on the gun, if you so chose. For me, I don't particularly care for it, but I'm sure there's people out there that do. So for example, if you want to make the gun completely black, you could make it white if you wanted to. I personally don't know why you would, but you can, and that's fun. Shotgun, I would stick with probably that one, because that's essentially an automatic shotgun. So, oh wait, it's not a fully automatic shotgun yet, but it will be. This one, I like the police shotgun. I don't know what it is about it. Feels great. Good stuff. Someone's yelling at me. It's okay. It's good stuff. Good stuff. It's good customization so far. If you're into that, I personally don't care. Vehicle customization, also great. Again, problem though, you have to pay like $5 grand up front to upgrade your vehicle and give it like cool little upgrades. Like some things are kneecappers, some things are like a towing package. Just good stuff. Now, the only problem is each vehicle has a challenge, and you can unlock its unique ability. Some of them are better than others. And frankly, those abilities aren't that cool for one to go out of their way to do it unless you really want one of those upgrades. That's the only thing I would recommend for that. Now, is the game fun? How's the gameplay? Frankly, it's repetitive. I mean, there's no getting around that. It's essentially go here, kill these people. You may or may not have friends with you. Drive this or don't drive this back. Rinse and repeat. I mean, I could tell you differently, but I'd be telling you a fib. That's what the game is for the first 13 or so missions, and it is the same game for the remainder of the mission. I've seen footage of it, and so far in my experience, it is exactly the same. You'll pull out one of these. If I can pull out a gun, I'm not allowed to pull out a gun on my base. I forgot. No. You go in the cemetery. You walk around. You do some stuff. You hear some dialogue, and frankly, I don't mind the dialogue. It's whatever. It's a game. You're not here for the story. I mean, you said you were, but let's be honest, people. We're not here for the Saints Row story. No. Even in 1 and 2, it wasn't like great. Let's not kid ourselves. They struck gold. They got real lucky with 2, and then everyone liked it, and then they never could do that again. They tried. They came close with like 3, but they couldn't do it. This is the business screen. I can't get these things right now. This is what they have. A lot of stuff. Planet Saints, huh? Fashion brand. We can build our own fashion brand. Oh, that sounds familiar. Let's Pretend. Nice. Laundromat. Nice. That's good stuff. First Strike Dojo. And then Carts Radio. That's a good one. The big one, Arms Drafting Operation. And then Cutting Edge. Good stuff. But before that, we got these little things right here. Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing those things for a minute. But it does get repetitive. Oh, let's see what Eli has to say. Anything good, buddy?
That's good, right? I mean, don't get yourself killed. But we could use it.
Wow. How do you write dialogue like that? What could I say? Eli's, what a great guy. He's the one guy who actually isn't a criminal. Well, I mean, he is now because he's in a gang, but he didn't like start out as a criminal. He was like, oh, I want to make my first $1 million, and you know what? Good on him. That's a good goal to have. You know, here's a little, you know, I didn't expect this one from the old Nixter in a review, but that's a great goal to have, making $1 million, because you know, one day you might need it. So start saving today. And nothing like compound interest, if you know what I'm saying. Hey. Anywho, I'll try to finish it off. They've toned down the humor of this game, and frankly, I don't mind if they want to go a different direction. I truthfully don't. But again, that may be the me paying $15 for this game talking. It's a game at the end of the day. Am I upset that it's not Saints Row 2? A little. Does it work? Yes. And frankly, that's the thing about it that I think, well, actually, this game will succeed. From like the developer standpoint, from like the shareholders. This game will sell. Not because it's good, but because frankly, there's nothing else coming out right now. Can you think of like one game that's coming out right now that's like good, maybe worth your money? I can't think of any, personally, and I'm not a big gamer myself. But just because there's nothing being released right now, people will probably buy this. Parents will probably buy this for their kids for come, like, I don't know, Christmas or something. And let's face it, it'll probably move units. It's a big open world. You can build businesses. People are going to spend time with it. Will they come back to it? I don't know that they will. I don't know that an expansion pass would be enough for me to come back to this game. I didn't buy it yet. I'm optimistic, though. I think that with enough time, this game could turn around. Now, does that justify someone going out and buying $6 for it? Absolutely not. Like I said before, don't buy this game now. I know it's tempting. I know it looks fun. I think. Well, I mean, it looked like fun with me doing the businesses. I don't know. I just like mindless fun sometimes. But for anything else, I'd give it a pass for a while. Some people are saying don't buy this game at all. Now, I would disagree. There is certainly fun to be had in this game. $60 of fun, no. But certainly, it's a game. Is there fun to be had? Yes. You can enjoy it. You can sit down in front of this game, turn off your mind for a while, and be like, welcome home, Santa Lesso. Now, would you come back to this world in 2 or 3 weeks? Probably not. This is a game you probably won't remember again. For example, I remember when I played Terminator Salvation. I played that game for one weekend, never touched it again. Could this game be that? I don't know. I played Mafia 3 4 times through, so I might not be the best judge of great games and what's fun or what's not based on that description right there. But maybe one day, maybe I'll catch it. So I would like to hear everyone's experience with it so far. I've only had the visual bug of where the camera zooms in when I'm on the vehicle. That hasn't happened to me in a little while. That car just disappeared in front of me. So that was great timing, game. Did you see it? It was like right there. It just disappeared right in front of me. $60 game, by the way. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm curious what other people, like, bugs they had. Because the visual one, I had that one. I had, like, really bad low-res textures for explosions. I mean, they were bad. Not that visuals are everything, but if you stopped and smelled the roses, those roses smelled like crap. And the other one is I broke the first mission. I have a video of me breaking the first mission of the game. You can watch it if you want to. It's not great. There's a lot of stuff that happens there. Essentially, the first mission, not to spoil anything for you kids, you're supposed to get this guy, but this guy's running away from you. Or that's what the game says he's supposed to be doing. In my game, the guy doesn't run away. He's standing there. He's just crouched. Looks like he's about to take off and run, but he doesn't run. So I'm just peppering him with lead, and loading a few clips into him. And then he finally starts running. Now, logically, this man would have died. So basically, I killed the first boss because the game broke on me. It fixed itself eventually, but I don't know. That was the only major thing I've seen so far. Everything else, that's fine. It's not unplayable. It's a game. Some missions, not for the ones like where the visual bug happened. Yes, I agree. They need to fix that because some missions you physically can't progress in the story if that glitch happens to you. You have to restart the whole mission, which is a bummer. There are some like that. And I really hope they fix that very soon because For the people that actually paid money for this game, they should probably, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy for saying this, deserve to play it instead of being a unpaid beta tester, essentially. I don't know, maybe I'm nuts. Maybe I'm just a old-fashioned kind of guy. I'd like a game to be somewhat polished if I'm, paying full price for it, like some people did. I personally didn't pay full price for it, but I know a lot of people did and will continue to do that. Now, with that being said, what would I give it on a scale? Let's do of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Frankly, it's a 6. It is a slightly above average game, and maybe I'm biased myself. It's not a bad game. This is the game, it's playable. There is some polish on it. Some. There's not a lot. Some missions work as intended. Some things work as intended as well. Were there cool moments in this game so far in the first few missions where we've just unlocked the base? Yeah, there's like one cool moment in the desert when you're shooting. But that also can break on you as well. So when the game's working exactly as it intended, by goodness, it can be a nice time waster. Am I going to say that you're going to go, man, Nina, Kevin, and Eli? Let me tell you, what a team. Brought a tear to my eye when they did that one thing about that thing. No, you're not going to say that. I don't think we'll ever see Kevin, Eli, and Nina again. I would be shocked if we did, frankly. I mean, it's just, it seems just like so strange. They're not, well, I don't want to say they're they're not out of place. They could have been good characters in this game if used, I don't know, I don't want to say differently, but I think Eli would have made a great mini-boss character, an antagonist, frankly. From how he's worded, he's like a little slime ball, he doesn't like to get damaged. He would have been perfect. Kevin, he would have been like a likable side character, not like someone in like such prominently in the gang though, because that's strange. Nina, she would have been an interesting sympathetic character for an enemy gang, kind of like Donnie was. That's what it kind of reminded me of personally. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below.